is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Hyuga Corp Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Hyuga, and this is my co-host,
It's your boy Flu.
and welcome to another episode. You guys know how it goes, man.
We all know.
We all know how it goes. I just want to say thank you guys for following and downloading and everything like that. We appreciate it. Shout outs to people overseas in Germany and France and everywhere all over the world. We see you guys out there, man. Much love out there to you guys, and thank you for listening to the podcast. It means a lot to us. We appreciate it. We're working on some things for you guys. We're working on a Patreon. We're working on some rewards we can give you guys for listening and stuff like that. We're also working on the giveaway on YouTube. If you haven't found us on YouTube yet, definitely check us out on YouTube where you can watch the podcast live. That's where we're going to be doing our giveaway. So if you want a chance to win an anime figure for the giveaway, then definitely go and subscribe on YouTube so that you guys can be selected. Because look, it turns out like being able to do a giveaway across multiple podcast platforms, like it's very hard to do. There's not like a system that's created to do that. So in order to do that, you guys are going to have to follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It's absolutely free. You can just type in the podcast and it'll pop right up. We're the only ones. You'll see the same logo and you'll know it's us. But definitely get there. As soon as we get 100, we're going to be giving an anime figure giveaway. We'll present it. We'll hop on YouTube. We'll go live. We'll do it live. We'll talk to you guys for a little bit. And then we'll give away the anime figure to you guys out there. So. And we will ship internationally via FedEx with signature to make sure you guys get it. So, all right, without further ado, hey, this episode is about a new anime that just dropped. It's all the hype, all the rage. I know in previous podcasts I say I don't watch stuff that's hyped up out of its mind when it first comes out, but I've actually been waiting for this one.
But you do.
But that's not true. Don't listen to him. But I've been waiting for this one to come out specifically, just like Solo Leveler. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. Yo, let me first start by saying, that opening is lit.
They do have a really good opening. We got to do a top 10 openings.
Yeah, we do.
We got to do that soon.
It's by Mappa.
I mean, yeah.
So that's how you know.
It's a very Mappa style animation. You know, you
Mhm.
get into the Mappa intro. It's a Mappa intro too.
Yeah.
To be fair, and I mean they don't miss very often.
The color grading, everything. Yeah. It feels he's got the same animation, if not a little bit better than Jujutsu. It's exactly.
I would say there were some times that it was a little bit shifty, like with his helmet. At least it felt like to me, in some of the fighting sequences. But that was the only thing. But
let's actually go into what it is if people don't know.
Yeah.
So Chainsaw Man is an anime about a kid whose dad died, and basically he has to pay off his dad's debt to like this gangster mobster type guy. At the funeral of his dad's funeral, the mobster guy says, "Hey, you got to pay me this absurd amount of money in this many days, or else you're fucking dead too." And the kid's like, "All right, well I guess I have no choice." But while he's at the funeral, there's these things, and demons exist in this world.
Devils.
Yeah, devils. A good point. Devils exist in this world, and while he's at the funeral, this little devil named Pochita shows up, and it's like a mix between like a dog chainsaw thing, right? Like a pig chainsaw.
Looks like a Tepig from Pokemon.
Yeah, Tepig with a chainsaw on it. That's perfect. Yeah, it looks like a Tepig with a chainsaw on it. Tepig is a Pokemon. If you link that together. It's got a chainsaw on it. Well,
but I think the manga came out before, just to say, so that Nintendo doesn't try and sue the fuck out of somebody, like they always do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Chainsaw Man that came out before that generation of Pokemon. I could be wrong.
I think you're
2000, right. I don't know. After 2010, I think. Could be wrong.
I think Chainsaw Man's been out for a minute. I'm pretty sure, manga wise. So I think they're good.
But it's one of the more anticipated animes out there, especially just because. I mean, I think when Mappa picked it up to make the season, a lot of people were really excited because they know the animation. It'd be a good fit animation style wise and everything. I felt like they delivered pretty well in episode 1. But yeah, Pochita shows up to the funeral and
Is wounded.
Is wounded, yeah.
Is wounded. It looks like it had gunshot wounds or some type of piercings inside of the thing. And it's bleeding out. And the kid said, "Hey, you know what? Like, I'll make you a deal."
Oh, you're talking about when they first meet.
They first meet, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm doing the start of it.
While he's in the field by the tree.
Yeah.
Right.
And he sees Pochita and he's injured and stuff, and he says, "Hey, I'll make you a deal. I'll give you some of my blood, but in exchange, you help me. You have to help me, basically." And they agreed. And
he owes him a favor.
He owed him a favor, basically, which is like, help me out or whatever. And so they're like, okay, cool. So it bites him. He gives him the blood. He restores himself. And they become best friends ever since. And then it shows them basically like doing work, odd-end jobs
kind
together.
Kind of growing up together.
Yeah, odd-end jobs and growing up together in order to pay back this debt. In order to pay back this debt.
Which is the first sign that something terrible is going to happen. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So, we're not going to get into that. Well, that'll be the spoiler section.
I mean, creators of Mob Psycho, all this other stuff. It's a very,
Jiu-jitsu.
I don't know, it felt like Mob Psycho. It, I don't know why. It's just a different anime. Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah, basically. So...
I don't know. I just the whole time something's gonna.
Yeah, it's
never read the manga. Anything like that.
You know what we always say, man. Shit's too sweet. Shit's sweet till it isn't, and so.
Shit's sweet till.
So basically, he starts off and starts paying back the debt with this demon guy, and they start slaying other devils.
Yeah.
For money because it's a high marketed thing or whatever, and the mobster guy is like, all right, you can pay me back, but I mean, he didn't pay him back without thing. He sold his eye. He sold one testicle. He sold his kidneys.
He sold everything.
He sold everything he could to sell the money.
Every extra piece he had.
Every extra piece he had, he gave away
to
try to pay back the debt. So that's the spoiler-free version. Definitely go check it out. It's called Chainsaw Man, and its animation is godlike. The opening is godlike, and then the story is actually pretty good. So we're about to get into the spoiler sections. If you guys have already seen the episode. Here we go. We're about to talk about the episode. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. But here we go. So, first episode, man. I mean, they started off crazy. I was like, dude, what the hell? But they're talking about him owing the debt and stuff. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, this is about to be crazy because they're already crossing branches that in an opening episode, like on some Goblin Slayer type shit, where it's literally the worst of the world type of thing. Like my man selling his parts to pay back debt. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is about to be.
We're in that dystopian.
Yeah, we're in that adult anime content now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, bet. So then, they don't really show him slaying the first demon thing for whatever.
Yeah, they don't actually show the action.
They show him cutting the tree down and him and Panchita talking.
Yeah.
Because they were lumberjacking for a little bit.
They just show the aftermath.
Yeah, they were lumberjacking a little bit. But they didn't show too much about the demon thing or whatever. But, man, oh man, bro. When he got called to the warehouse, bro, and it was dark, I already knew, bro, this shit ain't about to be... they're putting you in an isolated area where you can't run. It's dark as fuck.
Yeah.
There's no lights, all this shit,
From what I've heard, so far it's been very accurate to the manga.
Okay.
I wish I would have seen him, we could have seen him fight back a little bit more, but it was so Mafia style how he just got done in the back like that.
Yes.
That was just, it's because it's heart-wrenching, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. You know it's coming, but it's there ain't shit you can do. He knows it's coming, there ain't shit he can do.
Right.
And it's just, I've paid back what I can.
Yeah. This is the last job.
I've done my part.
Well, he paid it back. He was paid up.
I've done my part. Yeah. Now it's time for you to do your part. He's like, I'm going to do my part.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't let you
stab his ass in the back.
Yeah, we made a deal with the devil so we can get powers like you so we don't need you no
and
more.
It was basically the fact that he made the deal with the devil that made it okay, thanks for paying us back, but you don't matter because you did this stupid thing that we don't agree with. Which, it's the mob.
What was fucked up to me, dude, was crazy was the whole time he's getting stabbed by the zombie demon things, dude. They all have knives and they're just fucking stab. And he's just like and on the ground, dude. I was like,
every single time, because we watched this together with one of our other friends and our other friend who's a bitch, but anyway,
he watched the podcast. That's why he said
dude. Every single step. You're going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah.
Every single time it was getting more animated. I was like,
yeah, and then it's more people just kept coming.
Hey, there's
and
just one more. Hey, let me get on that. Oh.
I was like, dude, and then it was just a whole
and then
fucking
just toss them
ball.
in the dumpster. Just toss them in the dumpster.
And then they just toss them in the dumpster, completely cut apart to pieces.
The only... True.
And to pieces.
The only thing that would have been better is if they had closed the fucking top. Like, the only thing...
It was closed.
I don't remember
They zoomed into the dumpster, and it was him in the dumpster.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason I was remembering it open or something, but okay, good. Because that'd just be the cherry on top.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. And I'm thinking, like, Flu's thinking, like, okay, like, the man's been dismantled.
Yeah, I'm just
like what? Like, he's dead. Like, DED.
He's dead. Like, there ain't... He's dead.
He's DED in the dumpster. And I'm like, damn, that's cold as fuck.
I'm like, on to the next main character. Cool.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well.
Cool, who dies next?
I guess he's not the main character, whatever. You see the intro, and you see him, he's perfectly fine and shit. You're like, oh, well, I guess he's not the main character.
Yeah, the helmet on, all that shit.
You're like, okay, well, I guess, another character.
Yeah.
So then Ponchita's like, you see, like, the memories of Pochita.
How they met and everything like
that. How they met, and then come to find out that he could actually talk. He choosing to be quiet. He was very smart, and he said, hey, I just want to see you live your dream, so I'm gonna make you that.
Yeah,
deal.
he's repaying the favor that he owed him.
Yep.
He saved his life. He's now saving his. Mans wasn't alive to ask it, obviously, but I feel like that was a good call.
Yeah. Well, they have like a little weird conversation.
Right. Thing. But I have a question to come back to once we get to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But it's just they fuse together.
Yep.
Pochita basically
becomes his heart,
gives him basically like the ripcord.
Yep, for the chainsaw powers.
That allows him to use that ability and everything like that. And when they first animated it, like, so him getting out of the dumpster, he's surrounded by the zombies, whatever they call that.
Yeah.
I think they are the zombies, but
yeah.
And you just see them pile on top. You know what's gonna happen already, but it's just nothing really prepares you for when a man turns into chainsaws.
I agree. Because, like, you see it, but you're like, dude, like, how does that work? And then, dude, when you hear the ripcord, you hear,
right.
I was like,
but then you see, like, the split.
Yeah, the fucking
the forearm split
through
his elbow.
Through his arm, like, through his elbow, through his whole, like, I'm like, dude, that's wild. And then his fucking head, is just coming through his head like that. Yep. And you got the motor, and it's got his eyes on the side with the fucking lights and shit. I'm like, that is cool ass animation.
And we see, like, you do see gore and shit like that in animes these days. Like, that's not it's not a new concept or anything like that.
Ever since Claymore.
Right. And I wouldn't say this goes, like, takes it to a new level.
Yeah.
Above, say, like, Goblin Slayer, shit like that.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, it's not underdone either. It's not overdone, it's not underdone. It is, like, as far as chainsaws, I'm just a chainsaw fan, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm finding out.
Is that what it is?
I just enjoy seeing chainsaws.
This is nice.
Like, from Zombieland to, like, all this other shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I just really like chainsaws.
It's an effective weapon when you think about how it works.
I mean, the way my man was just cutting through
everything.
Everything's butter with chainsaws. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's cool and all, but
yeah, it's
butter. Chainsaws.
Well, it's like that feeling you get in, like, from back in the day, like Gears of War 2, like, or Gears of War.
Yes.
Gears of War first came out, and you have the fucking chainsaw gun, dude. You just fucking go up to an enemy, through somebody. You're like, yeah. There's some horror games like that. I never really got into any of those, but there's a couple games that are like you get to really get into it with a chainsaw. Yeah.
Maybe I really need to start looking into those a little bit.
Maybe, man. Maybe, but. It's so satisfying why he's fighting. The sounds
exactly.
And everything.
It's just satisfying. I know the story's sad and all, and it's really you shouldn't forget that because I'm sure it's going to play a part later on and everything. And R.I.P. the homie Pochita, but man's a chainsaw. Man's 3 chainsaws.
3 chainsaws.
The only thing I would have, and I said this, if my man just starfished with the chainsaws, he had him coming out the legs too. My man just was a starfish.
Knees?
Or his
knees would be sick, dude.
No, that would just
yeah, you just fucking jump and knee somebody with your fucking arm, like Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd be able to handle seeing the chainsaws come out the kneecaps though. That having the knee issues that I have, I don't know if I want to see that shit.
I was thinking you need somebody on a chainsaw.
Bro, that'd be insane. My boy just says, instead of knives coming out the knees,
I'm just excited to see what they do with it because, you know, in this type of instance, and I believe you said this too when we were talking about it, was like, how do you power up somebody like this?
That's the thing.
In an anime.
Because you start at this level, right?
Yeah.
Like, and this is one thing, I don't want to call it an issue. No, it's not an issue. It's one thing that One Punch Man's done, because it's like you start at the highest level, right? Like, where do you go from there? And it's just more manipulation, more stuff like this, getting to other people to get to them and other stuff. Just keeping them out of it, essentially, is what they do in One Punch Man. But I'm very curious what they do in this case, because, I mean, obviously he's not that strong, but it's a bad comparison maybe, but...
I mean, we don't know.
Either way, it's when you start a character at what seems to be the highest point for them, how do you progress that?
And there's only two ways, in my opinion. You progress it by other allies that are super broken, or fucking OP-ass monsters.
Which, judging from the intro, a little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. That chick with the sledgehammer looks sick.
But also...
I love hammer people.
And, like, here's one thing
Hammer's an underutilized weapon.
The first thing that I... Maybe not the first thing. One of the first things I thought of when we saw Homie get stabbed through the chest and Pochita is I'm like, everybody in this show that we care about is going to get motherfucked in the back.
Like, I was thinking something similar, like...
Because if the main character and Pochita automatically off jump is getting gang like this...
gang, yeah, true.
That doesn't bode well for a lot of characters that are going to get introduced. But I'm here for it.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's the way in which they do it that I feel like they're gonna do it right. Honestly,
yeah, it feels good.
I don't get that feeling very often, but I feel like they might get it right. And judging from what I've been reading online, and I don't agree with people online very often. I'm gonna be honest, but it seems like we're kind of minds are thinking alike here. Where damn, they're gonna pull some fuck shit.
Yeah, for
in this anime if this is how we're starting out.
I agree.
But I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it too. I'm looking to see. So, like you said, when you put things at a scale like this, you gotta kind of figure out what's gonna also be at that scale or how to increase that scale. And so I'm very curious to, because we don't read manga, guys. Remember that. So I'm very curious to see how powerful his allies are compared to the chainsaw thing, right? We saw one guy with a katana in the intro. We don't know anything about him. We saw the chick with the hammer. We don't know anything about him. And then to get to your point at the end, we see this chick who's escorted by these two like guys basically to handle this demon level threat. Yep. And she's a part of some type of group or society of, as usual, welcome to anime. And she, and she was there to handle it.
Yeah.
And she goes in and sees that he's already handled it. Could kind of sense there was nothing really bad about him. And then he said, "Hug me." She hugs him. He turns back to normal. So, which is cool because she's like, okay, he is human.
Yeah.
So my understanding is there's probably not too many transformation human demon guys out there, and the ones that are probably busted.
Probably, and I'm sure we're gonna see some.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be Blamas, which that's gonna be your favorite person.
Bro.
That's gonna be your favorite person as soon as we see that. But
or anybody with
laser beams? Oh, if there's laser beams, it's already wrapped. Like, as much as I love chainsaws now, there's no use for a chainsaw when you got laser beams.
Or charged particle cannons.
All right, that's going too far.
Nah,
all right, we can't be that OP. There's literally no use for him then if we got that.
That's true.
But, you know me though.
Yeah.
I gotta touch on some negatives because that's just me.
That's why you're here,
right?
That's why you're here.
Yeah, like
I look at the more positive aspect, look at the more critical.
Analytical
aspect.
I wasn't really thinking super critically when I was watching this because we were watching it all three of us, which we haven't done in a while, so I was a little bit more just into it. But
yeah,
I will say one thing, and this is just common state of anime, maybe, or current state of anime.
Okay,
maybe this is just one of those things, but the fact I'm really worried that we're gonna, and I know we are because that's just how they're creating shows these days, but. Yeah. Limited episodes where we're probably going to get between 12 to 14 episodes. Hopefully we get into the 20s because sometimes that happens. But I don't want a condensed story because we did cover quite a bit of ground in this one. The pacing wasn't fast. It didn't feel fast at all. It felt really good, honestly.
Okay.
But I'm just worried because for whatever reason, I just get the feeling that we're going to get just limited number of episodes in the season, and we're going to either get skipped content, missing content, stuff that we'd like to see that we're not going to be able to see, all this other stuff that could be in there, but we're not going to be able to get because, we didn't get as many episodes as we could have.
So,
and that's just like one of the things where, that's a lot of anime that could be better with just more episodes, because I feel like we might get 1 or 2 rushed episodes, kind of like Overlord. Actually,
I was going to say I agree with you because of what we just experienced with Overlord. I think that's why you're kind of carrying that over.
Shield Heroes,
and I don't fault you for carrying that over, because I mean it makes sense because of the last things that we've reviewed and we've been watching, which were things that are dear to our heart that we really enjoyed. And then, we get rushed things. So I don't feel like you're far off from that.
And we know they're not poorly written. Like, it's not that they're bad anime. They're poorly written, anything like that. It's just they're not given the amount of episodes that they need to, make the flow of the story work well.
No, I'm with you.
So that you can hit all those points that you're missing.
Yeah.
And then... But maybe that was, people were complaining about filler. Maybe that's why they took episodes away. I don't know. But I'm a little bit worried that we've made Chainsaw Man a little bit too late in the timeline, and maybe 6 years ago when we were pumping out 20+, 30+ episodes of anime a season.
So what you're saying is, in your opinion, you don't feel like 12 is going to work for this anime. It needs to be like a 24.
It needs to be like a 24, Demon Slayer season 1 was. Which I know people had a lot of complaints because there were a couple filler episodes in there. There was a lot of not a lot of repeat story, but some story that just kind of overlapped, but I feel like it just makes the flow of the story work better.
Yeah.
Because when we think of Demon Slayer, we don't think of many negatives, even though there was some flow. And that's one of the things that we're seeing in these 14 episode thing. All right, let me give you another example. The Rika, the Seven Saints.
Oh, Roka the Six Braves.
The Six Braves. Why did I say Seven Saints? Wow.
Okay.
I was way off and you still got it. There you go. Roka and the Six Braves.
Yeah.
That would be okay as one season if it wasn't 11, 12 episodes. If they had stretched that 24. Out, if they had stretched that out and made the story flow better, you could have made that one season.
I agree. If it was 24 episodes, they could have ended it there and called it a day.
And we wouldn't need a second season so much. Because you would have been able to finish the story.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that's a networking thing. Maybe that's the Suits doing all that. I don't know. But
I think that
animes are limiting themselves.
Yeah, but how do I say this? I agree with you. I just think that I don't know how the current anime market is as far as episodes go. So I don't know if they're only giving budgets right now for shows to 12 episodes or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that.
I wish we knew the cost of animation and everything, how much it costs to produce an episode in animation and everything like that. Because I'm sure that's probably what plays a factor.
And I think it does.
These things make so much fucking money.
But here's the thing, Mappa though, Mappa got bread, and so I don't understand if they do that.
But Jujutsu Kaisen, how many episodes do we have Jujutsu Kaisen? We did have was it 20 episodes for Jujutsu? We did have quite a few episodes for Jujutsu Kaisen.
We don't allow phones, so
that might be
look things up. Maybe we need tablets or
that's
something.
True.
But yeah, but I think that Mappa's got bread, bro, and I don't think that Mappa has a problem creating more seasons. I think it just pays a toll on the person. But if the manga's already out and everything's already been written, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal to animate it, in my opinion. But I don't fucking know.
But you got to remember the.
I don't know the process.
That's true. We don't know. That's the thing is we just don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So we'd like it to be different, but we don't know why it is the way it is.
Yeah, we don't. And any of our Japanese listeners or anybody,
if anybody could explain it to us,
could explain it to us, that'd be great. You could put it on the YouTube page, or you could fucking send me a DM on Twitter or whatever you want to do. Just send me some information. We'd love to know.
It's just what frustrates me the most is when anime is not just cut short, but content is skipped because. But
it's not. Don't get us twisted. We're not saying that's happened in the first episode.
Sorry, I got off on a.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're not saying that it's happened in this first episode. We're just saying with the amazing quality.
It's what's been happening. That's the trend.
Happening, yeah.
That's the trend right now.
With the amazing quality of this anime's episode 1 has set, in our opinion, the president has been saying, and you cannot do with this anime what you've done with the last.
Yes, the pacing. I'm just a little bit worried because the pacing from the first episode, it wasn't fast, but it just made me. They covered a lot of content still. They covered a lot of backstory. They covered a lot of just possibly what's going to happen, stuff like that. So they set a lot up, and I'm worried that with that kind of setup, we're not going to get the flow. We're going to get just skipped content to like quick episodes, stuff like that, where you're just 20 minutes goes by in like 5 minutes. And you're just like, oh, I got to rewatch that now. Just so because you're going to miss.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think we just got to wait and see how episode 2 plays.
Is true.
I think to your point, in all honesty, my boy, I think that we'll know within the first 3 episodes if that's how it's going to be. I don't think they're gonna. Yeah. I don't think they'll wait past the first 3 because look at Shield Hero. First 3 episodes, we're like, wait a minute, what the fuck just happened?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Overlord. First 3 episodes, we're like, okay, wait a minute. So I think
episode 4 because then we're gonna know if they change. If they complete, it would be episode 4 because then we know if they change.
So we'll say 5 episodes then. 5 episodes, we'll know on the pacing because we'll be halfway through technically.
Well, hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but I'm saying around halfway. And so that'll tell us what we need to know. But I honestly think that with the fan base and the hype that's around this show right now, and the way people have been waiting for it, I think it'll be. Okay.
I just think I do too, and like it was great. It was really fun to watch, everything like that.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it if you haven't started watching it yet. Start watching it with us, and then you can talk to us about it.
The one thing I will say is I don't remember anything about the sound, and I usually remember about the sound.
There was no outstanding sound yet. The chainsaw sounded good, but other than that, there was not like Fire Force where like.
But we also didn't. Yeah, we also didn't see much. It was a lot of just like sad undertone and stuff like that. So that's more of what it was, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But once we really get into the nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty.
Into the nitty gritty. I'm sure we'll start getting more out of it, but it's Mappa, so I'm not worried.
Hey, if they drop the ball on this one, man, they really gonna have to figure some shit out
because this is.
I don't know.
A lot of people have been waiting a long time for this
that's
one.
That's true.
And this isn't one that you want to mess around with. So
exactly.
We'll see though.
So what we're gonna do, guys, is we'll do like we did with Overlord and everything else. You guys seem to enjoy that. Every 2 episodes that come out, we'll drop a podcast and talk about the previous 2 episodes that we missed or that came out. So we won't talk to you guys again about Chainsaw Man, and I want to say until episode 3. That way we talked about 1 to open you guys to it, let you know that it exists and to watch it with us. Episode 3, we'll drop and say, hey, episode 2 and 3, man, this is what we think, and then we'll be able to have a more
4 and 5 we'll be able to say, hey, where's this going?
Yeah, if it's what you think it is, we'll be right here recording like we did for Shield Hero. Like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
No, it's not gonna be Shield. It's not gonna be that.
It's not. But I'm saying, in case it is by some horrible,
it has set
Christmas
its own
miracle.
It's set its own precedent, and that's the danger. Maybe that's just me the way I'm thinking of anime, but it set this precedent that like I don't know, it's just gonna be kind of wild. Because if this is how we're starting with like the gore, the combat and everything like that, like how's he gonna ramp up from here?
That's what I'm saying.
That's like my biggest question is how is he gonna ramp up from here? And I'm here for it.
I just want to see him Levi as a chainsaw and just fucking up somebody.
I also want to know what he's gonna fight against because there's gonna be some wild shit in there.
Yeah, there's gotta be something that like chainsaws can't cut, like some steel.
One thing.
Anyways,
whatever. I need to stop analyzing the intros so much because I feel like I'm trying to give too much away of the show.
Well, we got Jebaited in Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's the thing.
They showed little homeboy with Itadori and they're chilling with the girl and
that's why I was like, we're done.
I was like, okay, he's good.
I got tossed in the dumpster. I was like, all right, we're done on the next one. I'm like, well, fuck this because we've seen this where the main character's not really the main character.
Right. So we got Jebaited before, so I think we'll see what happens. But
no, it was definitely. First episode, probably give it a 7.5.
Okay, I give it a 7.
I don't like being sad. I don't like Pochita dying.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because I just want to see what else comes from it. I think if I set it at a 10 or a 9 or an 8, it gives it too much to say for the first episode, and I don't want to be like stricken by like hype or anything like that, for an episode. So I'm just going to give it a 7 for now. We're going to wait and see how it turns out, and we'll be here to cover it when it comes out. And we'll talk about the good, bad, and the ugly, because Flu will not cease to talk about the bad and the ugly. That's what he does.
If I see any ugly, that's the only thing I focus on. I don't lie. Negative by nature, bro.
Negative by nature. That's crazy. Well, you know how it goes.
I don't know. If you haven't noticed, I'm more sad by animals dying than people. I don't know. It is what it is.
Everybody cares about their own things, man, I'm in that waifu for lifu club, so it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for listening to us for this first episode. We appreciate it. We got another episode coming out. I will be gone on vacation, but we will still have an episode drop for you guys that next week as well. So keep an eye out for it. It will be there, and it'll be a scheduled drop. So it'll drop, I want to say, on that Monday of the previous week. So keep an eye out for that. We still haven't heard anything back from you guys as far as double recording goes or 2 episodes a week or anything. We can do 2 episodes a week, but that's literally the max we can do with our busy schedules. But we haven't heard anything back from you guys, so just let us know what you think. And, we appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow the podcast. If this is the first one you're listening to, we have a whole slew of other episodes that may interest you, so definitely check that out. We're working on a Patreon and a fun thing for you guys, so you guys can interact with us. Maybe our Patreon people we can set up where we do a live broadcast with them. Just kind of talk with them for about an hour once a week or something like that.
Do extra stuff where we just kind of talk about other topics outside of anime.
Yeah, talk about other topics outside of anime, or maybe some up and coming things that we think are going to be good, or some stuff that people may have forgotten about. Stuff like that. Some hidden gems.
There's a lot of forgotten stuff.
Maybe we could have a hidden gems for the Patreon. Where we talk about hidden gem anime.
We'll figure it out.
But thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.